gotten one of our razor knives out here. I love these. These are a good multi-purpose tool for getting in there. And what we're going to do is, pull it back in a little bit, but we're going to take it around on the caulk line. So we're up against the sink and up against the caulk and just kind of scribing around there. Now I'm getting underneath, but it still has a lot of resistance. Now I checked. Oh no, there she comes loose. You hear it crack, see? Now look right here. You see that? That's a little bit of caulk that was around there, and that was what was holding that in place. So now what we do, oh, I didn't get that water line all the way off. Let me get back underneath here. One of those guys is still hooked up. There he is. And then we get him out. Now, you see these tabs here? These tabs are what held the little clamps and what holds it underneath the sink level here. So that's what we have to do with the new sink. It's built the same way. It has the tabs. And the thing we're going to do, since this faucet's in good shape and the other is not, the old faucet that we had on the other sink, we're going to take this faucet and put it on the new sink that we're putting in. And first thing we do though is come here and clean up. And again, we use our knife here, and the thing I like about this, it kind of can work like a chisel also. If you hold it down flat on the surface, you can just kind of go around like this and clean up that old caulk line. Now you'll notice, you see the rust there? You said that was an old metal sink, a metal, porcelain clad metal sink. So that's why you see some of that rust, because while the sinks were nice looking, they were a little inexpensively built, and when the porcelain cracked, then we had some rust build up. Now we'll get the bulk of it off with this, but you can see we're kind of heavy back here. But once we get this main part off, we'll come back around with a regular chisel. I have a semi-dull chisel that I use so I don't cut the formica, but it does a real good job of removing the rest of the caulk. And for right now, that's pretty good. And what we'll do is just kind of put it all down below for right now. Get it off and just let it go down in the sink. Uh-oh, now look down in here. I didn't quite get the water off all the way. You see that? See how we're getting the drip down there? So I got to give that an extra little turn to make sure that water is off completely. So we're taking care of that way. All right. One of the little things you got to watch for. And I'm just going to rub this a little bit. Okay. Now I'm going to take the faucet off this sink since we're going to reuse it. And there's a couple things we need to do that. And just so you know what the mechanics are, if you look here, this is the up and down for the stopper. That's what that works like. But we have to loosen that up. So we take off our spring clip, put it down, and then just take the rod off of the mechanism, the lever that makes the thing go up and down. The next thing we have to do is loosen these nuts. You can see these nuts with these braces hold on the faucet. And they use these extensions on them so that when you go to tighten them up, if you're not doing it out like we are in the open like this, it's a little easier to get a wrench on if you're stuck underneath the sink. Okay, so this is just an extender piece, and this is actually your nut that goes against this to hold it in place. So we'll put these down here so we know where they are. Alright. And we'll have to get the other one loose over here. And again, they're in and they're snug, but they don't have to be super tight. Because what happens, you can see this is a metal sink. If we tighten it too tight, we'd crack the porcelain. Okay. I'm holding that faucet up with my legs so that it doesn't try to fall out. And then what's going to happen here is we can just get this faucet and try not to unbend those too far. There we are. And now we have our faucet. One of the things I like about Moen faucets are the fact that it's a push-pull for on and off, cold and hot. And the other thing, the valves that are inside here seem to last a long, long time and are pretty maintenance-free type of faucet. So these are ones that I would recommend.